guys, welcome back to Sex, Love, and More. It's a web series dedicated to all things relationships. For today's topic, I wanted to discuss the 5 languages of love. I think the majority of us have heard of the 5 languages of love, but it's always good to have a refresher. And for those who do not know what they are, this is a great piece to know what languages you prefer and what languages your partner prefers. The first language of love is words of affirmation. So these individuals like verbal compliments. So if you compliment on what they're wearing that day, their hair, these are the type of things these individuals like. Also, if your spouse does the dishes, you would say, "Thank you so much for doing the dishes. I really appreciate it. I love you." Those type of things go a long way for these individuals, especially the "I love yous" as well. These are the individuals that like those every now and then as well. I've seen this twisted a little bit where the spouse does do the dishes, and then instead of saying thank you, it's about time you did the dishes. Those been sitting there for so long. That has a negative connotation. It's not positive. So it has to be positive affirmations that you appreciate that individual. Second language of love is act of service. So think of this as actions speak louder than words. So this is actually one of my languages of love. So the way we show we care about someone is by doing random act of kindness, right? So if you did the dishes, you did the laundry, you vacuumed without being told, these are things that go a long way. But sometimes they also have to have some thought and effort behind it. So let's say your spouse is going to be swamped this week at work, and you take the initiative to pick up the kids from school, get their homework started, do the laundry, to get bath started, all be home before he gets home from work. That speaks volumes to this individual when you do things like this. So the third language of love is gifts. This sounds materialistic, but I promise you it's not. So like the last language of love, this requires a lot of thought and effort. So let's say you're grocery shopping and you pass the ice cream aisle and you pick up your spouse's favorite ice cream. That has thought and effort behind it, and that goes a long way. That, to those individuals, they feel appreciated. So those type of things go a long way. The fourth language of love is quality time. So this is pretty self-explanatory, but I feel like this has gotten a little bit more difficult because of technology. So smartphones, tablets, I can't tell you how many times I've gone out to a restaurant and you look at the couple next door to you and the whole time they're on their phones. They're not even talking. So this is something you want to get away from, obviously. So you want to get distractions out of the way. So if you want to binge watch your favorite show with your spouse, date night, get the kids a babysitter. Quality time with no distractions is key here. That shows that you're really appreciating your spouse. The fifth and final language of love is physical touch. This doesn't just mean sex or PDA. This is more when you're out on a date and you randomly hold your spouse's hand. You give them a hug at the end of the day, or you're cuddling. Those type of things go a long way for these individuals. So if you buy them gifts, spend quality time with them, sometimes that doesn't do much for these individuals without the physicality. So again, it goes outside of just what your mind goes to as sex. It's more holding hands, kissing here and there. Those small moments go a long way. As always, I want to end with 2 takeaways. My first advice here is make sure you find out what languages of love are important to your significant other. This is very, very important because more than likely you're going to have opposites, and it might take a little bit more effort and time on your behalf to be able to compromise and kind of meet in the middle. And second, make sure you're aware of what your languages of love are and make that clear to your spouse. Sometimes I feel like people don't tend to make it clear enough or communicate that to their spouse, and it's very hard sometimes for the spouse to pick up on what those languages are. The more transparent you are, the better. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.